Well, here at Upton Park, it's managing only today for Kenny Dalglish because of a badly cut knee. But the team he has chosen still has that solid, reliable Liverpool look. There is a different emphasis in the centre of midfield with the Dane Jan Molby alongside Sammy Lee, while Dalglish entrusts his number 7 shirt to Craig Johnston. The effervescent Australian is on the point of signing a new contract after a series of disputes with the previous manager, Joe Fagan. West Ham's John Lyall keeps faith with a side which has lost its last 2 games. In truth, he has little option with Paul Allen, Dave Swindlehurst and Frank Lampard all summer departures, and Billy Bonds, Paul Goddard and Jeff Pike all injured. But there are 2 new faces. 22-year-old Mark Ward arrived from 2nd Division Oldham earlier this month, a right-sided midfield player who cost £225,000. While the fee for Frank McAvenny from the Scottish club St Mirren was £340,000, and he's already shown his capabilities with 2 goals here against Queen's Park Rangers 10 days ago. Today's referee is Brian Hill from Kettering. It's a day typical of this dreadful English summer, with rain falling at kick-off time. West Ham with 3 defeats in their opening 4 games, attacking the goal to the left in the first half on a top that's certainly been slicked up by this rain that's only started to fall in the last hour or so. It's Liverpool's 3rd away game of the season, and they've drawn at Aston Villa and been beaten at Newcastle United. Mark Ward learning the ropes about life in the First Division. So too Frank McAvenny. That'll be the sign for both central defenders to advance. That's worked short for Wolford. Grobbelaar in trouble. And Alan Dickens beat the goalkeeper to it. A clever variation from West Ham. And as Bruce Grobbelaar came off his line and got nowhere near it, Alan Dickens plunging in, headed over. He's had to live, Alan Dickens, with the tag of being the new Trevor Brooking. Phil Parks, who's won his place back in the West Ham goal from Tom McAllister. Dickens doing well in the air again. And Kennedy. Away by Tony Gale. Molby's header, helped on by Lee. And Nicol. Rush with good awareness to find Neil. Here's Lee. Liverpool are keeping the ball, but not making any penetrating progress. More so West Ham with Cottee, who goes past Hansen. Ward is up with him. Cottee was going his own way, and Lawrenson typically snuffed out the danger. But West Ham, just for a second, seemed to have opened Liverpool up. Ward, who might have felt that Cottee could have released the ball in his direction when he got clear. Dickens. Benny to chase. Hansen is the defender. West Ham certainly settling to their task, the quicker of the 2 teams. Cottee, McAvenny, the only player in the middle. Cottie's found him, no, not quite. Dickens has put it wide. A sweeping West Ham raid again. Cottie's cross. Not quite for McAvenny, and again it was Alan Dickens sensing the scoring opening as the ball dropped his way. Always likely to get your money's worth from this man. Not always quite in the way Liverpool would like it. Johnston. Kennedy. before the ball arrived. Martin had taken Craig Johnston down from behind. Devonshire. Lawrence has come across to confront Cottee. McAvenny. First to the loose ball was Jan Molby, and he's given it away to Alan Devonshire. Will that be costly for Liverpool? And a couple of sturdy challenges, first from Neil and then from Molby. Incurred the displeasure of the crowd, but not the referee. That's an awkward one for West Ham. Molby powered in on, and Gale, who only last Monday was responsible for a goal given away against Manchester United with a back pass that was underhit, having problems finding Phil Parkes again. And Liverpool have the corner. Kennedy rather caught his teammates by surprise. Kennedy, who's 31 today. Well, it's almost a winter scene here on the last day of August. As the rain sheets down. Gale, this time, is more accurate. You don't really expect to bring your umbrella to football at this time of the year. Lawrence. Liverpool, having survived those two early scares, with much more rhythm about their play now. Pinning West Ham back until they concede a free kick through Ian Rush. Ward's header was guided well for Dickens. Now McAvenny, advantage played, right on the edge of the area of the challenge. Cottee! No goal! And Tony Cottee in particular will be frustrated by that. He's not scored this season. He's been substituted in the last two matches. He badly needs a goal. He thought he'd got one then. Coming in typical West Ham style at the near post. Smashing it in off Grobbelaar. The linesman was flagging, and my impression was that he was absolutely right. Kenny Dalglish has Bob Paisley back to help him. The most successful manager of all time. He is now providing wise counsel for the First Division's newest player manager. Who stabbed it on, and McAvenny has scored. It's a disaster for Liverpool. Grobbelaar will have to take a share of the blame. He came off his line, and the ball rather held up and didn't skim on into the penalty area as he was hoping, and Frank McAvenny hadn't given it up and just rolled it into the unguarded net. In the 22nd minute, And totally reflecting the balance of the match so far. It's West Ham 1, Liverpool 0. Another extraordinary episode involving the erratic Liverpool goalkeeper. Brilliant 1 minute, but with that tendency to cost goals like that. Here's Neil for Liverpool, and West Ham, who battered away at the door, finally let in by a shoddy piece of Liverpool defending. In his 5th First Division game, a 3rd goal for Frank McAvenny. He was turning his back on Devonshire then. Rushed the player who slipped. Hansen, uncertain again, but he got the benefit of the doubt from the referee. There was certainly no need for Grobbelaar to come, but he must come now. Johnston used an arm, but Brian Hill, who'd spotted it, allowed play to go on. Sensitive to the need, with football seeking to entertain perhaps more than ever this season, to keep the game flowing. Johnston should be beaten by Martin. And it was a similar episode, really, and you noticed then how Phil Parkes had stayed well away from the defender who was coming back towards his own goal, to give some distance and more chance to readjust. McAvenny, Cottee, desperately needed a good first touch then. Had he done so, Liverpool was split. But Frank McAvenny, facing Liverpool for the first time, is causing them no end of problems. Martin! He made solid contact, plunging forward. Here's Cottee. McAvenny's gone to the near post, the cross stuck Lawrenson. Neil. Here's Cottee. And West Ham for a moment short of numbers in the Liverpool area. They're massing now, and Ward stubs his foot. Stewart. Devonshire. Dickens sliding in. It was an astute touch from Alan Devonshire. And they're loving it, the Upton Park crowd. Over the years, they've had more than their share of beatings here from Liverpool. But at the moment, they've got them on the run. Molby. Here's Lee. Gale turning it away from Johnston and away from the goal, but to an area where Parkes could easily collect. finding himself facing his own goal. And the way to that goal was barred by Rush, but not the route to the pass to Gale. He is a player, really, you have to take warts and all, because he's worth so many points during a season, Bruce Grobbelaar. Liverpool admit that they spent much of last season looking for one player to take over the mantle of the departed Graham Souness. They've come to accept now, really, that Souness's role has had to be shared between two central midfield men. Lee and Mulby today. Rush. Mulby. It's come behind Whelan, who did well to divert it to Kennedy. It just held up on a breeze. Wasn't too far over Ian Rush's head, and then the ball was somewhat reluctant to go over for the goal kick. And Kennedy's ball forward into the wind, which will now favour Phil Parkes. Mulby with the head. Then Kennedy. He was leaning on Ward. Ward waiting for Devonshire. Goal kick. The two teams still separated by one of the strangest goals of the new season. Liverpool trying to battle their way back into the match. And yet Johnston and Rush have been given the type of service that they will be looking for. Stewart drilling it at McAvenny, who coped with the problem well. Gale, who enjoys a sortie forward, and stays up alongside the front men as Ward looks for Cottee. Gale now, somewhat forlornly, makes his way back after Cottee's misplaced pass. Rush, cleverly done. Walford was tight on him. Nicol, using the full width of the pitch. Johnston! They're level! And Craig Johnston, who feels that he's only a makeshift striker, shows an instinct for goal again. It was Steve Nicol away on the right who swung the ball in, and Johnston catapulting himself forward. 1-1. Johnston's goal arriving after 51 minutes. And how typical of Liverpool. Having had to soak up the verve of West Ham in the first half. Rightly behind at half-time. It's a different game now. And here is Johnston looking for another. Well, he's wearing the shirt vacated by Kenny Dalglish. Just curled over the line to the disappointment of McAvenny. Rush. He's putting it away to Alvin Martin. This is Devonshire. Ward in close support, and Kennedy has seen it all before. Mark Ward never quite got into a position where Devonshire felt he really could find him. And Kennedy stepped in to make the interception. Whose stamina is being rebuilt all the time, having a good spell here, coming towards the three-quarter mark of the match. Devonshire again. He's finding a second wind. Could well mean West Ham will do likewise. Before that knee injury, so often the man who really made the Hammers play. Stabbed forward by Mulby, who's galloping up in support of Johnston. Rush is there as well. And Ronnie Whelan. It was a difficult one to keep down. Menace, though, in that Liverpool break. With Craig Johnston twisting and turning before opting for the cross for Whelan, taken on the chest. And then as the bounce rather sat up, the volley too high. I suppose if you judge Liverpool by their own standards, it was a disappointing season for them last season. They only finished second in the league. They lost in the final of the European Cup. There are plenty of other clubs in the First Division who would have loved to have had those statistics. Rush. Nickel unmarked. Stewart was there, though, the last for West Ham. It's a lovely open feel about this match. And McAvenny again had the right idea. Looking to bend the pass for Ward to chase. Sorry, Wardy. I think if you could lip read there. West Ham would love to see Alan Devonshire in possession more in the Liverpool half. He's found Dickens. Here's Ward. McAvenny going in. 2-1. He's beaten Grobbelaar to it again. He can only reflect as McAvenny and West Ham celebrate. Mark Ward curled the ball into a channel that both Grobbelaar and McAvenny tried to fill. It was McAvenny who got there first, and the ball ends up in the back of the Liverpool net. And Upton Park has a new favourite. Provided one goal across from that type of position. It's certainly a test of West Ham's nerve and resolve. 3 defeats in 4 games prior to today, remember. And Mulby, well saved. Parks dropping sharply to his left. A skimmer from Jan Molby. Ward miskicks. Kennedy not so wasteful. Johnston's flick. Nichols' cross, and Stewart guided it only as far as Ronnie Whelan. Molby wants it, and he's flashed it wide, and in any case, there was an offside. It wouldn't have counted. But for a moment there, West Ham were hanging on by their fingertips. But as Ward, that will be a corner. This time discomfort for Grobbelaar from one of his own defenders, Mark Lawrenson. Some anxious expressions on Liverpool faces. Ward with the corner. Met by Martin. He felt that the last touch was off a defender. Goal kick given. Mark Ward back in the big time now. And really he is thoroughly enjoying this second chance that West Ham are giving him. But maybe a second chance for Liverpool. Whelan! Twice they pull back the lead. Ronnie Whelan, in the end, it was a straightforward header. But how often Liverpool do make it look so simple, and how often their resilience has been put to the test, and they've come through it, as perhaps they now look as though they're doing here. Molby. Whelan's second goal of the season. And coming just 6 minutes from time. There's a suspicion of a limp there. He's playing out the last few minutes not fully fit. But Liverpool, it is a cliche about them, you can never write them off. West Ham's free kick there. Dickens. Neil. Rush for Johnston. Might be the last chance this for Liverpool to turn what looks like to be 1 point into 3. It's not their way just to sling the ball in. They'll wait the right moment. It comes from Lee, and Rush trying to turn. Devonshire stepped in. McAvenny. West Ham, who have held control for long periods of the game, pen back. Well, Liverpool are still looking for their first away win under Kenny Dalglish. And Frank McAvenny made them work really hard here. He scored twice for West Ham, but on each occasion, Liverpool's resolve came up with an equaliser. First from Craig Johnston, and then just 6 minutes' time from Ronnie Whelan. But a thoroughly entertaining match, enjoyed by a good crowd at Upton Park, and it finishes West Ham United 2, Liverpool 2.